The Nightly Business Report.
Good evening. Tonight, March 2025 witnessed 229,298 visitor arrivals in Sri Lanka, raising the country's Q1 totals to 722,276, indicating a robust tourism recovery. Growing interest in the island on a global scale is reflected in the constant increase. Sri Lankan renewable energy companies intend to stabilize the system in the face of growing intermittent energy by offering battery-powered stored power at a rate of 50 rupees per kilowatt-hour. With the S&P SL20 up 0.35% to 4,768.24 points and the all-share price index up 1.4% to 16,828 points, the Colombo Stock Exchange continued to grow for the third day in a row. And following a turbulent day on Wall Street that was dominated by market anxiety ahead of the Trump administration's upcoming tariff announcements, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq both closed higher.
From Studio 24, here's Anuradhi Vikramasinghe.
A very good evening and thank you for joining us. Sri Lanka's tourism industry continues its strong rebound, with the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority reporting a total of 229,298 tourist arrivals in March of this year. This brings the total number of visitors in the first quarter of the year to 722,276, reflecting a steady increase in international interest in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka recorded 229,298 tourist arrivals in last month, bringing the total number of visitors to the first quarter to 722,276, according to the Sri Lankan Tourism Development Authority. Throughout March, weekly tourist arrivals consistently exceeded 50,000, showcasing the growing appeal of the island nation among global travelers. The highest single-day arrival was recorded on the 28th of March, when 8,619 tourists entered the country. India emerged as the largest source market once again, accounting for 17.1% of the total arrivals in March, with 39,212 visitors. Russia followed closely behind with 29,177 tourists, maintaining its strong presence and Sri Lanka's tourism sector. The United Kingdom and Germany were also among the top contributors, with 22,447 and 17,918 arrivals respectively. As tourism members continue to rise, Sri Lanka is cementing its position as a preferred global traveler destination in 2025.
Sri Lanka and Switzerland held discussions at the Sri Lanka Export Development Board to enhance bilateral trade relations and economic collaboration. The meeting was attended by Dr. Syria Wald, Swiss Ambassador, and Mangala Wijayasinghe, the Chairman and CEO of EDB, who outlined Sri Lanka's export development plan to boost the country's export sector. Wijayasinghe emphasized strategies such as expanding the product basket, increasing value addition, and reviving the Export Development Council of Ministers to tackle industry challenges. He also highlighted the importance of political stability, transparent governance, and streamlined institutions in strengthening investor confidence and accelerating decision-making. Dr. Wald reaffirmed Switzerland's support in market research and initiatives like the Global Textile Program, which aids Sri Lanka's small and medium-sized textile enterprises. Renewable firms in Sri Lanka plan to supply battery-stored power at 50 rupees per kilowatt-hour to stabilize the grid amid rising intermittent energy. The initiative aims to ensure reliable electricity during peak nighttime hours.
Sri Lanka's renewable energy firms are ready to supply battery-stored power at 50 rupees per kilowatt, helping to stabilize the grid during peak nighttime hours. In response, the Minister of Energy has announced a new tariff structure to encourage battery-powered solar energy. The country's power utility, struggling with financial difficulties, is only now securing funds to develop the battery energy storage system after delays caused by Sri Lanka's sovereign default. Private power producers who invest in their own battery systems could speed up procurement, avoiding the country's historically slow bidding and appeal process. The Federation of Renewable Energy Developers has called on the government to set fair tariff, allowing private companies to obtain bank financing for battery storage projects. Battery-supported renewable energy will be cheaper than diesel power but more expensive than coal, offering a cost-effective alternative for nighttime electricity needs. However, Sri Lanka's outdated grid remains a challenge for large-scale renewable integration, with international financing for upgrades only recently resuming after the Asian Development Bank approved new funding for battery storage and infrastructure improvement.
Minister Bimal Ratnayaka has appointed 3 subcommittees under the Ministerial Consultative Committee to address challenges in Sri Lanka's transport sector through sustainable and people-friendly solutions. The first subcommittee focuses on ensuring job security and professional recognition for informal transport workers, including bus drivers, conductors and app-based workers, with provisions for EPF and ETF benefits. The second subcommittee aims to strengthen legal frameworks addressing issues such as women's safety, accessibility for disabled individuals and long-term transport planning. The third subcommittee will develop business models to generate additional revenue and expand services within the transport industry. Key officials and legal experts have been appointed to these committees to drive reforms and enhance efficiency in the sector. These initiatives highlight the government's commitment to modernizing Sri Lanka's transportation system while ensuring fairness and sustainability. Let's take a short commercial break. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. The Colombo Stock Exchange extended its gains for the third consecutive day, with the all-share price index rising 1.4% to 16,828.80 points, and the S&P SL20 also gaining 0.35% to 4,768.24 points. Total turnover stood at 1.65 billion rupees, reflecting strong investor confidence and bullish market sentiment. For further insights, we speak with Nakun from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Anuradhi. Today, the Colombo Stock Exchange saw a continuation of the positive momentum that was observed yesterday. The SPI ended the day in the green, having gained about 73 points. All in all, at the end of today's session, the SPI surpassed the 16,000 mark, concluding at 16,007. The index registered a sharp uptick during the early hours of the day and stayed elevated through the session despite some visible volatility. Haley's, Ceylon Tobacco Company, Royal Ceramics Lanka, Chevron Lubricants Lanka and Dialog Axiata were the top positive contributors towards today's positive movement. In terms of turnover, today marked an uptick from yesterday's level. So the turnover stood at 2.3 billion rupees today compared to the 1.9 billion level that was seen yesterday. The capital goods sector was the biggest contributor to turnover with a share of nearly 33%. This was followed by the food, beverage and tobacco sector and the material sector, which produced a joint contribution of about 31%. Thank you.
Sri Lanka's Treasury bill auction saw strong investor demand with higher bids and slightly increased yields across all maturities. The central bank managed accepted amounts strategically, reflecting market stability and investor confidence in government securities. For further insights, we speak with Manusha Kandanarachi from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Anuradhi. In today's Treasury bill auction, weighted average yields recorded increments across the board. CBSL partially accepted the total offered amount of 140 billion rupees and all the 3-month, 6-month and 12 months bills were oversubscribed. The weighted average yield for 3 months bill stood at 7.59%, recording an increase of 9 basis points compared to the previous auction as well. The 3-month bill yielded partial acceptance of 10.9 billion rupees offered at 20 billion rupees. The yield for 6 months bill stood at 7.91%, recording an increase of 7 basis points and yielding an acceptance of 25.9 billion rupees compared to the offered amount of 50 billion rupees. On the other hand, the weighted average yield rate of the 12-month bill stood at 8.31%, recording only a 6 basis point increase from the previous auction, yielding an acceptance of 41.2 billion rupees compared to 70 billion rupees offered. Additionally, during previous trading session ahead of the today's bill auction, the secondary market yield curve saw mild buying interest and moderate volumes across the board. Thank you.
Gold prices remained steady today after reaching an all-time high in the previous session as investors awaited further details on U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff plans. Spot gold rose 0.6% to $3,128.41 per ounce, while U.S. gold futures increased 0.4% to $3,159.10. The precious metal continues to be a favored investment due to economic and geopolitical uncertainties affecting global markets. Spot gold prices have surged by over $400 since Trump took office in January, reflecting strong investor demand. Yesterday, gold hit a record peak of $3,148.88 per ounce, driven by market volatility and safe haven buying. Analysts suggest that gold's upward momentum may continue as investors seek protection against economic instability. Oil prices remain steady in Asian trading today as investors exercise caution ahead of U.S. President Donald Trump's announcement on potential trade tariff increases. Brent crude futures for June delivery edged down 0.1% to $474.43 per barrel, while West Texas Intermediate crude remained unchanged at $70.72 per barrel. Market attention is also focused on the upcoming Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries meeting, where discussions on a possible increase in production are expected. Oil prices saw modest gains last week following Trump's threats of sanctions on Russia's oil sector and possible military action against Iran over its nuclear program. These developments have led traders to factor in a higher risk premium for oil, fearing potential supply disruptions. The Sri Lankan rupee appreciated slightly against the US dollar today, with the buying and selling rates dipping. According to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, the rupee also strengthened against a basket of foreign currencies, including Gulf currencies. Let's take a closer look at how the rupee is performing against other major global currencies in today's market. A short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back. Colombo's hospitality scene welcomes a game changer with the launch of CSE Postel and Bistro. Strategically located between the city and the airport, the luxury Postel blends comfort, style and community, catering to digital nomads, business travelers and urban explorers.
CSE Postel and Bistro, Colombo's first luxurious postel, has officially opened, offering a unique blend of posh hotel comfort and hostel-style social connection. Designed for the modern traveler, it combines high-end amenities with relaxed, community-driven atmosphere, making it ideal for digital nomads, business visitors, and urban explorers. The postel features spacious co-working areas, private pods, and modern meeting spaces, ensuring productivity for remote workers, while the rooftop bistro and bar provide a perfect spot to unwind with stunning sunset views over Colombo. CSE Bistro is said to become a key hotspot in Colombo's social scene, offering a curated menu of international flavors, fresh local ingredients, and signature cocktails. Located in the heart of Colombo within the walking distance of major attractions, CSE provides easy access to cultural landmarks, markets, and art galleries, while also being conveniently close to the airport. General Manager Ranjit Gunaratna describes CSE as more than just accommodation, calling it a lifestyle hub where global travelers and locals can connect and collaborate. With its seamless mix of luxury, community and convenience, CSE is redefining Colombo's hospitality landscape, catering to both business and leisure travelers.
Sri Lanka Insurance General, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, has launched the Suraksha Insurance Scheme to provide financial protection and well-being support for Sri Lankan school children. A special event was held at the Ministry of Education to mark the initiative, attended by senior officials, SLIC General's leadership and Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasurya as the chief guest. The insurance scheme offers coverage for medical emergencies, accidents and disabilities, ensuring students receive financial assistance both within and beyond school premises. With the theme Protect Forever, the Children of the Nation, the program safeguards over 4 million students, including those from government schools, private schools, Pirivani education and assisted special schools. This initiative reflects the government's commitment to securing the physical and psychological well-being of students, enabling them to continue their education without financial burdens. The national travel platform Easy Trip Booking was launched at Vishma restaurant in Polonnaruwa, aiming to revolutionize Sri Lanka's travel and hospitality industry. The event was organized by the Polonnaruwa Hotels and Service Providers Association.
The Easy Trip Booking platform, a groundbreaking national initiative, was launched at Vishma restaurant in Polonnaruwa, marking a major step forward for Sri Lanka's travel and hospitality industry. Organized by the Polonnaruwa Hotels and Service Providers Association, the event brought together industry leaders and key officials to discuss the platform's impact on tourism. The launch was graced by Honorable Governor of the North Central Province and the District Secretary of Polonnaruwa, emphasizing the project's national significance. Designed to streamline travel experiences, the platform offers seamless booking services for both tourists and hospitality providers, aiming to modernize and enhance Sri Lanka's tourism sector. Industry's experts see Easy Trip Booking as a game changer that will make travel planning more efficient and accessible, benefiting both travelers and businesses.
Samsung Sri Lanka has launched the Galaxy A56 5G, a smartphone designed to transform the mobile experience with its intelligent features, stylish design and enhanced durability. The device introduces awesome intelligence and AI-powered suite that integrates tools like Google's upgraded Circle to Search and smart photography enhancements, making advanced technology more accessible. With a 6.7-inch FHD Plus Super AMOLED display offering 1,200 nits of brightness, users can enjoy an immersive visual experience, whether streaming, gaming or browsing. The Galaxy A56 5G also boasts a powerful 50-megapixel triple camera system, enhanced nightography features and 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, ensuring high-quality photography in any lighting condition. Under the hood, the Exynos 1580 chipset powers the device, supported by a 5,000 mAh battery with 45-watt fast charging for seamless multitasking and extended usage. DFCC Bank relocated its Gangodevilla branch to a spacious new facility yesterday. The move reinforces the bank's commitment to enhancing convenience, accessibility and service quality for its customers.
DFCC Bank has relocated its Gangodevilla branch to a modern facility, enhancing the banking experience with upgraded amenities and digital integration. The new branch features advanced banking facilities including ATM services and electronic check deposit options, ensuring seamless transactions for customers. A dedicated pinnacle area has been introduced for premium customers, reinforcing DFCC Bank's commitment to personalized service and excellence. Duminder Silva, the Vice President, Head of Branch Banking and Distribution, stated that the relocation aligns with the bank's strategy to enhance accessibility and service quality. He emphasized that the modern customer-friendly space will allow the bank to serve its customers more efficiently while maintaining a personal touch. DFCC Bank continues to expand its presence with a strong branch network and digital banking solutions, ensuring greater convenience and flexibility. With this relocation, DFCC Bank reaffirms its dedication to delivering seamless, innovative and customer-centric banking services across all segments.
MCB Bank Limited Sri Lanka has launched two new financial solutions, MCB Smart Flex Current Account and MCB Live Internet Banking Services, to cater to the evolving needs of its customers. The official launch event held at Hilton Colombo was attended by distinguished clients and hosted by Tahir Riaz, the country general manager, along with the bank's senior management team. The MCB Smart Flex Current Account introduces exclusive gold and platinum tiers, offering premium banking benefits such as checkbooks, internet banking, free safe deposit lockers and a dedicated relationship manager. Additionally, MCB Live Internet Banking Services has been designated for SME and corporate customers, providing secure online banking features like fund transfers, transaction history viewing and payments to Sri Lanka Customs. With over 30 years of experience in Sri Lanka, MCB Bank continues to strengthen its position as a trusted financial institution, offering both conventional and Islamic banking services. Let's take a short commercial break. Global business updates coming on the other side. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Asian stock markets traded in a narrow range today as investors remain cautious, awaiting key tariff announcements from US President Donald Trump later in the day. Japan's Nikkei 225 remained flat, while the Topix index dipped 0.6%. In China, the Shanghai Composite edged up 0.2%, but the CSI 300 index remained unchanged. Hong Kong's Hang Seng index gained 0.4%, while Singapore's Straits Times index fell by the same margin. Australia's S&P ASX 200 rose 0.2%, and India's Nifty 50 futures also inched up 0.2%. Meanwhile, South Korea's Kospi slipped 0.3% in the previous session, reflecting mixed sentiment across Asian markets. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq both closed higher after a choppy day on Wall Street, dominated by investor angst ahead of the impending tariff announcements from the Trump administration.
After a topsy-turvy Tuesday on Wall Street, the Dow ended flat, the S&P 500 added nearly 0.4%, and the Nasdaq gained almost 0.9%. Some of the uncertainty that has roiled markets this year is expected to dissipate after President Trump unveils his tariff plan on Wednesday. That sentiment was reflected in all three indices on Tuesday, which swung between positive and negative territory throughout much of the day before finishing with some decent momentum. Big gains were posted by some of the newest public companies. Conservative news outlet Newsmax soared for the second straight day, jumping 179%, following a more than 700% surge in its New York Stock Exchange debut on Monday. Big tech advances were led by Tesla, which climbed more than 3.5% ahead of its first quarter vehicle deliveries report on Wednesday. Other Magnificent Seven stocks, including Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta Platforms, also gained. On the flip side, Johnson & Johnson, the worst performer on the S&P 500, fell more than 7.5% after a U.S. bankruptcy judge rejected the company's $10 billion proposal to end tens of thousands of lawsuits alleging its baby powder and other talc products cause ovarian cancer.
Elon Musk's Tesla recorded its lowest first quarterly sales figures in France and Sweden since 2021, amid gloomy consumer sentiment towards the brand.
Tesla's struggles in Europe continued in March. Data showed Tuesday's sales in France and Sweden fell year on year for a third consecutive month. It contributed to the electric vehicle giant's lowest first quarter sales in the two countries in 4 years. Analysts expect data from France, Sweden and other key European markets on Tuesday to provide important indicators. They think it could demonstrate consumer sentiment towards Tesla and hint at the group's global first quarter delivery numbers, which are expected on Wednesday. For March, Tesla registered 3,157 car sales in France, down close to 37% on the year. It scored 911 in Sweden, also down around 64%. Tesla currently faces challenges in Europe. The EV maker has a smaller aging lineup, while traditional rivals and new Chinese entrants launch fresh, often cheaper electric models. CEO Elon Musk is a close ally of US President Donald Trump, and his support of far-right parties in Europe also appears to have hurt sales in the region. Tesla cars have become targets for vandalism across several countries, while Tesla takedown protests are planned across Europe and the US.
Well, that's all from us on the Nightly Business Report for today. We'll see you again tomorrow with the latest updates across the business globe. Till then, I'm Anuradhi Vikramasinghe. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.